looking at the world through a lens of how is this funny? That's really, really powerful. And I was remembering this experience, one of the first ever ayahuasca ceremonies I ever participated in. It was like my third time in the Amazon, and I'm having a really rough night. And it hit a point where I was just in there suffering, you know. It hit a point and I'm in the depths of my suffering and physical discomfort and whatever. And this line from the poem Dante's Inferno just passed through my mind. And the line goes, everything dissolves in laughter. Everything dissolves in laughter. Dante's Inferno is this masterwork poem. I won't go into it, but it's like profound. Everything dissolves in laughter. And suddenly my entire experience became funny. It was like, oh my God, look at what I'm doing here in the jungle. Like I'm puking into a bucket and I'm shaking. And I like, oh my God, this is so hilarious. Look at this shit we're doing. This is so funny. And every time for the rest of the night, this went on for like 3-4 hours. Every time my mind went into this like state of suffering where I was, oh my God, it immediately reversed into like, oh my God, this is hilarious. This is so funny. Like, look at what we've gotten ourselves into now. What have we done this time? And all of the suffering, every time I did that, would just dissolve in laughter until by the end of it, the suffering subsided. And I could feel the laughter was dissolving all of the stuck energy that was causing the suffering. And at the end of it, it went through this series of visions where I would find my mind would get really serious about something and seriously try to figure something out. And like, oh, we've got to get answers to this problem. And then as soon as it did that, I would see almost like my face appear in front of me, all scrunched up and focused and like trying so hard, straining against this problem. And then it would burst out into like one of those like goofy faces. Like I'd stick out my tongue at myself and I would just burst out laughing. And again, it would all dissolve. And the answer wasn't to get an answer. The answer was to see through the illusion of this being a problem. It's all a play. In other words, that Bill Hicks famous stand-up routine that we posted recently, it's all a ride. It's just a ride. It's just a ride. And it's fucking hilarious that we're on this ride and we've forgotten it's a ride and we take it so seriously and that the world is so terrible and we've got to fix it. And oh my God, it's like hilarious. All the pieces go back in the box at the end of the game. None of us are going anywhere. There's nowhere to get to. It's just a ride. That's it. And that's the most hilarious cosmic joke, and not a joke in the sense of maliciousness or malice or playing a cruel prank on someone. It's the most beautiful joke ever. It's like it's a joke in the sense that we thought there was a problem, and not only is there not a problem, there never was, and there's not even the possibility that anything else could ever be a problem again. It's like we were stressed out over nothing in the most hilarious way. These cute little humans on this planet who think they know something about anything. And I think that's what stand-up comedy does, is it's, again, everything dissolves in laughter. As soon as we see the humor in something, the seriousness and the suffering dissolves, and it can resolve into just ease again. It's alchemy. Stand-up comedy in its purest form is alchemy. It's turning these distorted, frustrating aspects of society into humor. It's turning negative energy into positive energy, into laughter. When Trump was elected in 2016, Dave Chappelle had this Trump routine where he was like, all these guys' ideas sound like high people ideas. Like, we're going to take these jobs from China and bring them back to America. He's, motherfucker, for what? So Nikes can be $9,000? And immediately everybody was really freaked out about Trump being elected. Back in those days, people seem to be more accepting now, but in those days, everybody's freaking out, and he just turns it into this hilarious joke, and everyone relaxed, at least for a moment. That's alchemy. That's magic. So like, again, going back to that original quote, make a sense of humor your default state. Something along those lines. I might be butchering the quote, but you get the idea. The more, I'll end it with this. I was speaking with a woman, a practitioner who's very advanced, a number of years ago. And I was explaining what came to mind. We were talking about the awakened state or the state of enlightenment. And the way that I explained it to her in the moment is I said, it feels like, or it's the flavor of being let in on the joke. That's what awakening feels like. It's the flavor of being let in on the joke, the most beautiful joke there is, the cosmic joke that everyone laughs at and nobody's hurt by. That's the flavor of it. Everything dissolves in that type of laughter. And she immediately was like, oh my God, that's it. That's exactly what it is. And that's true. And you can see someone, as they progress spiritually, their sense of humor becomes greater and they can joke about more things and more things are funny. Never trust a shaman that can't laugh. Never trust a teacher that doesn't have a sense of humor because they don't fucking get it. If they can't joke about shit, they can't teach you. They have nothing to teach you. So yeah, make humor your default state. Hey, it's Taylor. I hope you enjoyed today's clip. And if you did, here's where you can go deeper right now. So my favorite part of the work that I do here is a daily email newsletter that I write every morning on the topics of human development and human potential, life strategy, training the mind, productivity and life optimization, and generally speaking, the path to self-mastery. And so if you enjoy these talks, I know you're going to love the newsletter. And if you'd like to check it out, hit the link in the description or head over to taylorallen.me and you can sign up free of charge. I hope we see you there.